J-Mac, I was thinking about this morning. I had a good night's sleep. I have a good night's sleep. Woo! Show cooks. So I'm watching a little of the Warriors and Steph Curry against the Knicks. Here's Steph Curry on a bad ankle. Going to be 37 in a week. Back-to-backs. Goes to the Garden. He's now 12-1 at the Garden. And, the Warriors are cooking. And by the way, Kuminga's all banged up. Wait till he comes back. I'm just saying, you've been poo-pooing Steph Curry forever. I've been hearing this forever, the disrespect. But here's Steph Curry, 37 in a week. It was not that long ago that Steph Curry, who had 28 last night, games all close to tied, 6.5 to go, come back off the bench. They go on 11-0 run, the Warriors, put it away in New York. But it wasn't that long ago he was in the finals against Boston, and I was being told, make that lecture, that he had to win finals MVP to finally justify his greatness. Dude has 32 assists in the last 3 games, 12-1 at the Garden. They finally got him a legitimate star, and every time he's had one, Clay in his prime or KD, he wins titles. His legacy's amazing. Titles before KD, 2 titles with KD, title after KD with an older Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins. And right now, since Jimmy Butler arrived, who leads the NBA in plus-minus? Steph Curry. But he's had doubters, the SMH crowd, the Shake My Head crowd. Y'all fall in love with your IG reels and your YouTube highlights and your hops and your handles. I like IQ and EQ and maturity and great off the ball and great with the ball. And he's strangely nuanced, that he's flashy yet nuanced and can be like almost on the edge of out of control, but always dependable in the clutch. He is a culture builder. Y'all loved James Harden for years. All I heard about is James Harden. James Harden was in the same draft as Steph Curry. How relevant is James Harden today? Oh, John Wall. Oh, he's a bullet. He was the first draft after Steph Curry. He's out of the league. How about Derrick Rose? Good God, it was just a volcano of Derrick Rose love for a decade. He was a draft before Steph Curry. Where's he? Oh, he's out of the league too. No disrespect. I mean, Harden can play. Derrick Rose, John Wall, they got game. I mean, there were 2 point guards drafted before Curry in the draft, Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio. One couldn't shoot, one could barely play. It's been disrespect from draft night on. It's incredible, the disrespect. He had to be a finals MVP, right? To justify he's in, all-time great stuff. All-time great stuff. I mean, there's an argument, and I don't think it's wrong in today's basketball world. He's the point guard starting on the best starting 5 of all time. There's only one argument. It's Magic. It's Magic or Curry. Best 2 guys with the ball ever in their hands, point guard. So watch some Warriors Knicks, and Steph put on a show. That's what Steph does. But, it's interesting. We've said this before. There are sometimes losing's good. Losing in Indianapolis got you Andrew Luck. Losing in Cleveland got you LeBron James. You don't want to be like meatball fan that, you're outraged. There's positioning, sometimes, not necessarily tanking, but giving reserves a chance to play in a rich draft to move up the draft. Like, that stuff matters, right? And the New York Knicks have built a good roster. But losing, they're 0-3 against the Celtics, 0-2 against OKC, 0-2 against the Cavs. And it's actually not terrible, because there's now a lot, and they're not going to beat when Kuminga comes back. I mean, I know they didn't have Cat last night. The Knicks can't beat the good teams. They're not going to beat them, especially in a series. They can't beat them in a one-off, forget in a series. And that's great in a way, because there's 100% clarity in the building that they're good and some nights very good, but they're not great. They have smartly and aggressively built a very strong roster. Got OG from the Raptors, good move. They stole Brunson from the Mavs, great move. They got Mikal Bridges from Brooklyn. I love that move. They got Cat from Minnesota. He's a quirky player, good offensively, pretty weak defensively. But for the time being, it's a good move. And they're on pace. The New York Knicks, a fun team to watch with great energy, play their arse off. Not as good this year defensively, but it's a good roster. smartly, aggressively built, and they're on their way for their best season in 12 years. The city's into them, and should be. They're a fun watch. Don't blow it up. The chemistry's good, but they got to do what the Lakers did. You know, LeBron and AD were good. They actually won a title, and the Lakers moved off it. Lakers moved off it. Okay, that's what they got to do, and I think it's Giannis. My take on this, you'd probably have to move Cat. You'd probably have to move OG. You do not trade Brunson, all right? You're going to have to move Mikal Bridges or an OG and about 5 first-round picks. Jalen Brunson, I love him. We all love Jalen Brunson. I don't think he's a 1, even though it feels like there are nights he is. But in the end, I think he's closer, in my opinion, to Jimmy Butler than he would be to a Steph Curry. I think he's closer to a Jimmy Butler than he is to a Luka or a LeBron James. He's a really good 1A or a 2. I don't think he's as good as Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis, to me, is the best 2 ever. So I think they got to make a move for Giannis. Everybody in the building, though, knows it's a good team.